Hey guys, welcome back. Just wanted to take the opportunity while I had it to make this video on how I was taught to swing doors. I believe this is the quickest way of doing it. If you have a better method, I'd love to see it. This video doesn't show the whole process of cutting pieces and installing the handles, etc. Just the assembly of the jamb, arcs and swinging the door. It takes less than 10 minutes doing it this way. If you don't know about this method, you could potentially save a lot of time and money, also make a lot of money and make your boss happy, guys. So let's get into it. Okay guys, so here's all the stuff that you're going to need. You're going to need a jamb, arcs, your jamb, header, your nail gun and your level and your tool belt. First thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to cut your jambs down to size. In this particular scenario, we're using jambs with pre-routed hinges. We just have to router our hinges into the door. Then you're going to want to cut your arcs. Here's the calculations so you can get your architrave measurements, and here we go. We're going to get straight into it. So I've set my jamb sides on the ground and I'm just going to shoot my jamb header into the jamb sides. That's all good. We're just going to put a few nails in there. Whether you want to rebate that in or not, it's up to you. You can glue it, screw it, whatever you want to do. That's all good. That's up to you. But in terms of getting your jamb measurement sides, you're just going to want to get your door height plus whatever gap you want under your door and above your door to your jamb. And then you're also going to want to take into account the floor coverings. In this situation, we've got 7mm for our floor. So if you just add all those measurements up, that's going to be the length of your jamb. Then what you're going to want to do is probably cut your hinge side 3mm longer. As you can see, I'm just measuring across here from the side that I've shot off. I'm going 927 on this one. We've got a 920 door, 3mm on the hinge side and 4mm on the latch side. So I've just marked that. Now I'm just going to double check it, check that it's all good. There we go. Okay. Now we're just going to set a packer under there, set our jamb on top of our packer, just so we can get the top nice and flush. And here we go, we're just going to shoot it in. So everything's pretty normal up until this point. At this point, some guys are probably just going to whack their jamb in straight away and straighten their hinge side. But this is the thing that's going to save you heaps of time right here, guys. What you're going to want to do is after you get this, you're going to want to put your architraves on right now. So after I've shot this off, I'm going to get my square out. And I'm just going to go around and mark the quirks. For people who don't know, a quirk is just like a setback on your architrave on your door jamb. Like if you go ahead and look at a door like around your house, you're going to see probably around a 2 to 5mm quirk, as we call it. So yeah, go ahead, mark your quirk, and then once you've marked it all out, go ahead and shoot it on. So this method is going to save you so much time on the install of the jamb. One, the jamb is going to be straightened with the arc, and two, when you go and shoot your jamb in, you're going to be shooting through the architrave, but you don't have to line the jamb up with the plaster because the architrave is automatically going to go do that for you. Okay guys, so this is where you're going to save so much time rather than just installing it now. The other time saver you're going to make is the fact that it's so easy to shoot these arcs on the ground. You don't have to get up a ladder and try and see your top quirk mark, and it's all just on the one plane. You don't have to bend down and stand up again. So easy. But I've marked it out. Now I'm just going to go ahead and shoot it on. I've got a 4mm quirk at the top as well, so I've just lined the top of the 45 up with that, and now I'm just going to go ahead and pin it probably about 5 or 6 times, 7 maybe, because we're relying on these nails a bit. The one thing you might want to pay attention to is getting your arc on nice and square with the jamb, but I don't really have a problem with that at all. It seems to sit on there pretty damn square. If you could go ahead and put your square on it after you shoot it on, just take a look for yourself. It's going to work out pretty damn well. With this method of install, what you might notice in a minute is that we're not using any packing or screws to fix off the door jamb. I just want to preface that the builders and the carpentry companies that are doing this method all around Australia have been swinging doors like this for a very, very long time. It's been proven that it works, and there's nothing that's going to move this door. Even a sledgehammer, you can go ahead and try it if you want. You're going to have a hard time. Now that's all shot off, ready to go. I'm just going to check my stud. It was about 2 mil out of level at the bottom, so I'm going to pin the top hard into that stud. So I just have to cut to another video here because the rest of the previous video went blurry. Our opening sizes are about 5 or 10 mil bigger than the door jamb, which allows our nails to get a really good bite into the stud and make it really secure. The only problem with framing it this small is you're going to have to get it super plumb and just check that your trimmers aren't twisted at all. I've just pinned the top there hard into the stud. See how I pinned it in the architrave there? Now I'm just going to put my level on there and check whether it's level. It was pretty good, so I just went ahead and pinned the bottom there. It was dead on, dead level. That's what you want to get. You want to get it dead level. It's pretty obvious. My gun jammed up there, so I just cut there, put a couple nails in the bottom. It's going to be where your strength is to hold this one in place. And then just go ahead and put your level on there, check that it's nice and straight, the jamb, and then you can pin the rest of your jamb off as I'm doing here. Now that's nice and secure, ready for the door. In this case, obviously our hinges are routed into the jamb and also routed into the door. It doesn't matter if your hinges are routed or not. You can just use quick fix hinges if you want. But the advantage of these hinges is there's a pin that is going to be able to be popped out of those hinges, which is what I'm doing now. I'm just popping the pin out of the hinge. So that pin can slip in and out depending on your hinge. It might do that or it might not, but in this case it's going to make installing the door so easy. I'm going to do it by myself. I'm not going to use anything, no wedges, no fucking blow up cushions or chisels under the door or anything. I don't know why I was installing the door like this. It's actually way easier if you just shut the door and then put the pins in, but you can struggle around with it for a little bit, which is what I was doing here. It's so much easier if you do it with the door shut and then stand, in this case, on the inside of the room. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and put those hinges in, put those pins in. I've got the top pin pretty much in now. Just getting it to slip in all the way. Then once the top one's in, you can go down and put the bottom one in. As you can see, this is a pretty quick process. Within about 5 or 6 minutes, we went from having all our pieces cut to having a door swinging. So that door's swinging now. It's fixed off on one side. So I'm just hitting those pins all the way in, getting them locked off, and now our door's swinging. Now I'm just going to look at the top of the door. So we're going to go for an even quirk at the top. We're going for about 3 or 4 mil. On this case, I think it was 3 mil. So then I'm just going to get my packer and match whatever is on the hinge side on the latch side, which is what I'm doing now. I'm just checking that, mate. It's pretty important to get this right, because people are going to look at it, and then once you're happy, you just pin the top of that architrave off, and that's going to hold the top of your door level. Sorry, the top of your jamb level. And then in this case, we're going about 3 or 4 mil on the right hand side. We're going for 4 mil, so once that paint's on there, the door doesn't catch, so we get 4 mil at the top there. That's what I got when we were shooting the head onto the door, and then I'm just going to match that quirk down the bottom there and shoot that in there. So now we've got an even quirk at the top and the bottom. I don't know what I'm doing there. Checking that it's right, and then I'm going to put a second nail in there, making sure I'm happy with it, because it's important to get this right. Once you're happy, you can go ahead and I'm just going to pin that a couple more times so it doesn't move, and then I'm going to go ahead and grab my level, and I'm not checking this for plumb. I'm just using my level as a straight edge, because I already know that the top and bottom are right. So as long as it's straight, then it's going to be level, and it's also going to be straight. So I just put my level on there, nice and straight. So I'll just go ahead and shoot that off. And at this point, once that's shot off, we can walk away from this door, and it's not going to go anywhere. We can go around and do this on our whole house, and then come back later and put all the other arcs on the door, cut the door out, cut the door handles out and put the stops on later. But yeah, I just wanted to show you that. Sorry about this blurry bit at the end, but yeah. So it's a pretty quick process. I don't know how many people know about this way of doing it, but I just wanted to share this method with you guys. Yeah, thanks. Have a good one.